is my debut speech as a resident of San Francisco. With the help of my loving, devoted partner of 6 years, Patrick, and all of his support and kindness and generosity and love through the years, he's helped me realize this dream. And he's here again today. So we just celebrated 6 years together, and it has been a passionate journey in all aspects of that word. And I'm living an extremely passionate life because of him and him opening my heart and all parts of me. So thank you so much for you and what you've done. It's because of you that I'm here, and in so many ways. So thank you, honey. I'm going to call this my coming out speech. My dear brother Tony came out in Vegas, and we're all kind of coming out, and our dear sister Leslie came out as being not claiming gender, as genderless. And one of the reasons I wanted to move to this beautiful city, and I picked one of the grittiest neighborhoods. One, because it's the neighborhood I can afford. Another, I walk through there all the time. I already have a lot of experience in the Tenderloin, and it's my ministry. These are my people, and some people want to hang out in Washington and Congress, and some people want to hang out with junkies and tranny hookers and just people, and it doesn't matter what they look like. They are Christ, and my job as a minister of God is to see Christ consciousness and be a witness for that. And I'm so committed and ready to do that in so many ways, but I had to start first with me and my own self-acceptance of what I like and what I desire and what I want. And I've been called by, and I have to come out too, and just, Jesus, Jeshua, I call him, brother, friend, colleague, is no longer my teacher. He is my colleague and friend. And because of my willingness to stand as Christ next to him, we'll basically get out of the way. I'm ready to do the job you've been asking me to do for a long time, and telling me that I can do for a long time. So, and he's asked me to stand in my own Christ consciousness and ask you to join me here as the Christ you are, and to witness to the joining and the unity in us and in our own innocence. And the only way for me to be innocent, and I don't have it, I'm not practicing it perfectly every day. Yesterday I was in this moment of fear and questioning, and what we do with fear is we either reject it, which comes in as sickness and things that happen, inner stuff, or we eject it out into the world, and then we blame others, or stuff happens in the world that we don't like. So I was reaching back into the past. The ego started, just two thoughts I had, and it started spinning, and it's not really the ego, because I know the ego's gone. It's just that pattern of fear. And I started spinning the pattern of fear. So I'm in the middle of moving. I took a $3,300 pay cut. I have no job. I retired early from teaching. I know that I'll be taken care of, but I just got in that 15 minutes of fear. And the thing about your 15 minutes of fear is they're part of your salvation too. Without your 15 minutes of fear, you don't go home. And I beat myself up so many years over the 15 minutes of fear, or thinking I have to be a certain way, or spirituality looks like this. So what I want to tell you is being who you are and doing what you want. So I came to San Francisco because I do not want to be in the 7th grade anymore. I've been with middle schoolers for nearly 23 years. And And I did it for a lot of reasons, but one of the biggest things I got to let go of was the identity. That being a teacher buys you esteem in the world, lots of it, and status. And I don't want that anymore. And I never lived up to it. I was never a good example. I've been a rebel the whole time. I've been fighting the system the whole time. And it was a teacher who talked me into being a teacher, and I love him for it, and I have no regrets, but I get to graduate now. And what I finally did, and it took 23 years, is I accepted the rebellious 7th grader in me. And actually, I'm acting like a rebellious 7th grader, and I'm allowing that rebellious 7th grader to be innocent. Okay, well, maybe I'm about 25. So I moved to San Francisco, I want to be a city girl and act like I'm 25 and have fun and play and do what I love. I love to hang out with dogs. I love this. I love sharing the truth with you guys, with people who want to be Christ and who want to come and hang out and be Christ and be innocent and have fun and play with me. And this world it's a playground. It's no longer a classroom. I am no longer in teaching and learning. I am in discovery and revelation, because all I had to do was give up the image of who I thought I had to be as what an enlightened or spiritual person looked like, especially with regard to what spiritual behavior looks like, and decide that I could do anything I want, including act out any desire I've ever had, anything, and that they're all innocent. So today I declare I'm not a school teacher anymore. I'm a kinky switch. I'm a dominatrix. I am also submissive. I'm bisexual. I'm polyamorous. I don't believe in any of the rules of sexuality that the world has imposed on us ever. I stand here as Christ in pure Christ consciousness, saying that all kinks are innocent, that every form of sexual expression with consent is innocent. And the one thing I love about the kink community is there is full consent in that community, that sexuality and sexual expression is a conversation of relationship, of joining, of unity. And it takes incredible trust to put a blindfold, a gag, and shackles on your body and let someone have weapons. That kind of trust is amazing. And my purpose of the world is to bring Christ consciousness to the tenderloin, to the junkies and tranny hookers in the streets. You're just as good as me. You are ministers of God just like me. And Congress. It's more of a stretch for me to see Congress that way, but I'm ready. And I'm ready to love Trumpies even. I'm just ready to love, because I'm ready to love me and let however I want to play in this world be innocent. And, one of the ways the third way I want to make money is to be a pro-dominatrix and to see if there's a niche for that. And it will take a while for my spiritual business to get going, and what I really want to do is have conversations with people who want to talk about truth, and I want you to pay me to do that, because it's really fun to do it with me, and I'm good at it, and it's a gift. And I also have a gift of orgasming too. I'm really good at that too. And if the universe gives you this incredible gift, why would you deny it because of some made-up belief in shame and guilt and fear and oppression? That the people who were taught those things just were taught us those things because they believe them too. So what I want to ask you, what I want to challenge all of you to is, where did that belief come from? Who made it up? Who does it serve? Why do I believe it? What if it's not true? With every belief you've ever held about anything or anyone, anyone's form of sexual expression, anyone's form of non-sexual expression. You don't have to have sex. If you want to get off by knitting or fishing or sports, even sports. Some people find sports orgasmic. They seriously get into it. And that too is innocent. And I used to judge I used to be extremely judgmental about sports. It's innocent. All forms of expression are innocent. Now I'm going to give you a way to see only unity in relationship in this election. There is only one of us here. Remember, A Course in Miracles teaches us that there's only one of us here having this dream. It's our dream, and really the only reality you have is what's going on inside here. And if it sucks in here, it sucks out there no matter what's going on out there. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't suck in here hardly at all anymore. There's a line from Jim Morrison, one of my favorite guys. He says, I got some friends inside. And I think of that thought when I walk by my brothers in the street in the Tenderloin and they're having some conversations. I say, they got some friends inside. But I got some friends inside. I used to have the committee of hate and judgment in my head, and it was attacking you and it was attacking me. That voice is gone now. Because the ego is undone, because I know it's a lie. The truth of you isn't that you're bad and wrong and sinful. The truth of me is that not that I'm bad. The truth is we're not separate. And if I look at this world from unity and relationship, that's what I'll see. That's what I'll find. It's everywhere. It's in the eyes of the woman I was walking by yesterday, just outside my new building. And she's probably, I don't want to judge, but she's probably sells, does sex for drugs, probably. But I can't say that for sure. But she looked at me with a look of suspicion, because the ego is either suspicious or vicious. And I smiled and I said, hi. And she smiled and said, hi, baby. And that's how I want the relationship to be with my ministry in my neighborhood. And I gave a brother a blanket today, and my ministry is everywhere. It's also in the kink community. And as a dominatrix, if someone comes to me, their kink is innocent. Who they are sexually is innocent. And how would the world be if we gave innocence to sexual expression? What would happen if there were no fear, guilt, and shame around it? We didn't hide, we didn't pretend. That it would just be okay. It would be okay to desire it, and it would be okay not to. The very first orgasm I had, my first thought was, I want to do this all the time. There's nothing wrong with that. But you know what? I stopped myself from doing that because of belief. I was in a nearly sexless marriage for 20 years because of belief. Now, I don't regret a moment of time I spent with that dear brother who I adore, who brought me to A Course in Miracles. We brought each other together. That was our mission together. And but you don't have to suppress who you are because of fear and guilt. Our reading says, there is no gift the Father asks of you but to see in all creation but the shining glory of his gift to you, his beloved Son. Your brother, your sister, whoever is standing in front of you in the moment is your Savior if you see them as Christ. Because if you see them as Christ, you get to be Christ too. And the only way I get to be innocent is if you are. And I want to be innocent. I just went through what the world would judge as a relationship triangle where someone I liked, someone I met was in a relationship, long-term relationship, had a crush on someone who I'd also had a sexual relationship, and someone I deemed as someone they shouldn't have a relationship with because I said so. although we are in an open relationship. But the one thing that I deserved in this scenario is I deserved a conversation from both of these people that, I just deserved a conversation that this was going on while it was going on, and that's all. But I made people wrong. I acted out in ways that the world would judge as extremely unspiritual. I was, said mean things to people and judged behavior from that place of belief and conditioning, the belief in betrayal, the belief in jealousy, the belief in possessiveness. And I got exactly the gift from God that I asked for. Oh, I forgot to tell you, let's finish the story. I call God Poppy. So that is, I don't say Holy Spirit anymore. Jeshua is my colleague and friend, so I may go to him for advice because he's been here before, but he's, really has asked me to rely on myself. The only way I'm going to wake up is to know that I'm the one that's going to wake me up, and I'm the only one that can. I can't keep expecting him to do it for me. So, Poppy, I lost my train of thought because I went on Poppy, but that's okay. So I call God Poppy, and God, I don't know where I was. Can you help me?
You were talking about your relationship with Poppy.
Before that.
Oh, before that.
The love triangle?
Okay, the love triangle. So, yeah. So,
Except in her mind.
this thing that didn't even become a thing, I acted out with it. It took me about 2.5, 3 weeks to sort of get it out of my system, and then one more little episode yesterday. I'm pretty sure I'm done with this. But what I did, and this is the only thing that separates me from love, is I judged behavior. First, I created a scenario where I asked for God to teach me to let go of possessiveness, jealousy, and then betrayal through this other belief that I had, a belief that wasn't even my own, it was my mother's belief. So what I'm doing is I'm healing the historic beliefs that have been passed down for me, the beliefs that I can be betrayed. Jeshua taught that with his love, deep love for Judas, who allegedly betrayed him, and he never, ever withdrew love from, not for 1 second. And that's what he taught us. There are no conditions under which I can't choose love. And so I separate myself from love when I judge anyone's behavior, my own or any other person, or even a thing. So, in this election, I want you to see only unity in relationship. And I'm going to tell you how. First, the truth is separation is a lie. We can't exist. We can't know God. We can't know anything. We can't become known to ourselves except in relationship. And in that holy relationship where we come to each other as Christ, rather than belief meeting belief, that's how we become known. And that's how we know God, because God is the relationship of joining. That expression of joining in relationship is God. How could God be anything else? So we do that by not seeing any behavior as wrong or bad or guilty. And we remind ourselves when we're in the dream and we think it hurts so bad because, why does it hurt so bad? Because we believe it. We're just believing beliefs. So we just give ourselves permission to go, oh yeah, I forgot I was dreaming again. We remind ourselves, it's okay. You're safe. You haven't left heaven. You're joined in unity. You're not separate from love. You have not separated from your source. And then we go on about our merry way and we find relationship. Okay, so here I am, the election finally. Okay, so since there's only one of us here, and you have Trump and you have Clinton, and really politics is the game of separation being played out at I'm not going to pretend it's not ugly and dirty and savage. The ego is savage. Separation is savage. The ego is either suspicious or vicious. And this is a vicious game. But we don't have to see that. We're trained to see that. There's something else going on. We can see that there's only one of us here. There is really no Trump. There is no Clinton. There's only Clump. And if you need an image, this is your image of unity and relationship, that we're all joined, there's only one of us here. You put his hair on her face, and you have Clump. Because there is no political solution to the belief in separation. No systems of the world will heal this belief. Not at the educational system, which I left because I do not believe in it anymore. I'll be judged for that. That's okay. You can put your judgment on me because I am not standing in self-judgment. And I'll see you as innocent still. It's okay. So that system won't save us. You can have fun with it, play with it, see it for what it is. It's a game. It won't save us. It's not our salvation. Our salvation is in unity and relationship. That's everywhere. That's right in front of your eyes every day, whoever you meet. It's in your mind when you're thinking of someone. You have a holy relationship with anyone in any moment if you are not attacking them. You're joining with them. You're joining them in your innocence and theirs. You're in holy relationship. That is our salvation. It super, super helps if you just go, oh, I forgot I was dreaming. That's how I don't beat myself up when I do this. When I go into fear, my 15 minutes of fear, which used to be 15 hours or could have been 15 days, or for some people 15 months. Some people it's 15 years of fear. That's okay, you can come out now. Anytime is time to come out of your fear. Because there's only now. So, we don't beat ourselves up, we just say, oops, I forgot I was dreaming. And return to love, return to unity, return to the place of truth. So I'm going to ask you to join me in the house of truth. And I am going to, because this is my coming out, I'm going to ask you to support me to live my dream of living in San Francisco. For 20 years I've wanted to live in this city. I live in a tiny studio. My pension will cover my rent and mostly probably my utilities. My dear Patrick has promised to help me, and I need students. I want to have classes. I'm going to teach a killer Miracles Trilogy class on A Course in Miracles, A Way of Mastery, and A Course in Love. I firmly believe they're better together. And Joshua has called me to do, well, Poppy has called me to do 3 things. He's called me to ask our community, or to challenge our community, the ones who study ACIM, the ones who study the Way of Mastery, and the ones who study A Course in Love on your own, that it's okay. They do stand alone. Each of those disciplines, each of those curriculums, salvation, the truth is in with all 3 of them. And you don't need to study all 3 of them. But what would happen if we all joined together in the same content? Because they all have the same content. I'm asking you to join me in the content of unity and relationship. I'm asking you to put down your sword of judgment, which is judging any behavior ever, anyone's behavior, anyone's, especially your own. The only way to self-acceptance is to let go of the image of who you think you're supposed to be in the future. That is worshiping an idol. That is not the truth. And accept who you are right now, including your desire. If you have desire for ice cream, an ice cream cone eaten without fear is better than 10,000 vitamins in one pot of fear. You are free. You are innocent. The Son of God is free. Yea, God.